So, now we're at the final stage of doing baby back ribs 3 different ways. Now, I did 3 different styles of wrapping. I mean, they're all wrapped the same, but I put different things in each wrap. Now, I don't know which of these racks are which. I didn't, mark them or anything like that, but I will know them by what they look like. So, the first off was just a dry rub with a little bit of spritz of apple cider, just to be like the control of sorts. And then the second, it has the works: apple cider, honey, and brown sugar. Pretty much what competition people look for to mix in to their ribs, right as they're about to put them on for the finish in the foil. Double wrapped, all of them double wrapped, and the old time classic style of just barbecue sauce in the foil. Just a little bit of a throwback to how I used to do my first pork ribs. So now we're going to get onto the cut. We're about to see which one this is. I have a feeling this is the one with the works. So we're about to find out. Oh yeah. It's securely wrapped. Ooh yeah. The bones are very visible. You can still see the cider and juices. Just look at that. That is what you call a wet bark. I'm just gonna leave the foil over here. Now the trick to cooking these ribs with this style is put the meat side down. If unless you're grilling it, the reason for putting it meat side down is that all those juices and all those ingredients can reabsorb back into the ribs. So, and as you can see, this is just like beautifully cooked. The bones are sticking out almost a little bit past a centimeter, almost a 1.5 centimeters. So we're gonna cut and see what they look like. And you can use any knife that you want, but me, slicer is all you really need. Woo! If that's not tender, I don't know what is. Look at that, it pulled the other bone right out. And you can see right there, that smoke ring that just goes all the way around. Beautifully cooked in the center. And this just pulled the other bone out. That bone didn't have a chance. That just leaves all this beautiful meat right there, ready for the picking. So let's dig a little bit deeper. Let's go right. Another trick, if you're doing this like this, is to just stand them up. Yeah, these have been sitting for a little while, so they've tenderized beautifully. And sometimes you might do them too long. If you're cooking at home, it's not a problem. In competition, it would be bad. But in this case, if they're falling off the bone, that just means it's that much more enjoyable, that much more tender, and that much easier to eat. Now, look at these center cut ones. It's just cooked all the way through. All the way through. It's got a nice moistness to it. Now, pork ribs are usually the moist cut that people look for. That's what they use in competition. But I believe you can make these just as juicy and just as succulent, as evidenced by this. I mean, because you press on that and you can see the juices just popping out. And that's, that's part of what the cider is for. So, I guess there's nothing else to do but have a little taste. Now, what I look for in a rib, and what judges look for as well, if they're not eating with a knife and fork, they're going to be looking for a very clean, stable rib that leaves a clean bite off the bone. It's clean. The other meat stays on, but as soon as it hits your mouth, it's falling apart. Like literally, it almost melted basically. It's basically melting your mouth tender. So, even though these are rough cut ribs right over here, once you start getting more in, is when they become, stable. And plus, all you have to do, if it's messing up, just change your cutting technique. And that's basically it. And I'm sure these other ones are going to come out the same, but yeah. And like I said before, there's a ton of different ways you can do baby backs. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comments. And you can use any rub you want. For me, Killer Hogs, the barbecue rub, and Plowboys Yardbird rub. Those are the two that I have found make some of the best combinations for basically home style rubs. If you don't want to make your own rub, if you don't have the time, put those two together. It works. The color's there, the flavor's there. That's all you need. So, until I see you guys again, I have no idea what I'll cook next, but either way, it's going to be enjoyable for me and you guys. I'll see you around.